Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's full-size tarot reading. And I have their question. It's, I haven't been able to get a good reading on myself and my feelings lately, or I'm scared to. I don't acknowledge or I don't know my feelings about my love life and career or my future in general. What is holding me back? Okay. So it sounds like you are a reader yourself. And I could totally sympathize with that. I have a really hard time reading for myself as well. I find it very difficult, to be honest. It's really easy to read for other people, but when it comes down to reading for ourselves, it's really difficult. So I totally sympathize with that. What the decks I'm going to be using for you are the Wisdom of the Oracle. And I have the guidebook out because I usually look at the guidebook for these meanings. And the Wild Unknown 2nd edition. The Wild Unknown was once a very private deck for me. It was a deck I would only bring out when I would journal. It's a very special deck because it got me through a lot last year. So I love to be able to bring that out for clients that I just feel need the same kind of magic that it brought into my life. So a full-size tarot reading is 10 cards, sometimes more if I feel called to pull more. But it's a blend of tarot and oracle. The dogs are very hyper right now. So I apologize if you can hear them barking in the background. They're outside, but I have the window open, so you can hear everything. Okay. And the oracle cards. Now, my tarot readings, I do have a spread I work with. I like to pull the cards all at once, read it as a story, and it just lets the intuitive juices flow. This one wants to come out. And then the oracle cards I always use as additional insight or guidance. So those I'll pull last. Okay, let's start. The Ace of Pentacles. Let's see. So we have the Ace of Pentacles crossed by the Fool. The Son of Cups in your past, and in your future we have the Sun. Beautiful. Outside influences and need to know. We have the Nine of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. So beautiful cards. I'm seeing a lot of pattern of web weaving. So I'm seeing a lot of pattern of the need to communicate and work with others. Also a step. So the steps here leading up to the moon, it's like finally reaching your goal. But I feel like it's a process, and these are obstacles that are in your way, okay? So people, other like outside influences, there's a lot of people. This little camera doesn't like to, I need to make it tighter so it doesn't move. Hopefully that'll hold. So outside influences, I feel, are people who are working as obstacles right now for you. There's a lot of people that are getting in the way of your need to create, your need to be successful in your future. The Eight of Pentacles is the web weaving I'm seeing. You are like caught up in the middle, and there's a lot of things that are going on around you. I feel like there's a lot of things that you have your eyes set on, a lot of attention, that like things that want your attention, but there's only one of you. So remember that there's only one of you, and you can do so much. You can only do so much, okay? And then with the Ten of Cups, as like an ultimate outcome card, I see togetherness. So I see a lot of people working together. I also see this as a flow of sharing a lot of emotion. So I feel like if you're coming into obstacle with certain people, certain people are giving you a hard time, lack of communication, there's just a lot of blocks. There's going to be a lot of togetherness, like a community here that's going to be happening. So I think that that's a positive for you. But it's going to take a lot to get to that point. Okay. So I really like just dived into this. I love when that happens. Like it just starts to flow. Okay. So let's look at the heart of the matter. The Ace of Pentacles is telling me that right now your main focus is your purpose. This is your future purpose. What you want to transpire, what you want to have happen in your life. You have love on your mind for sure, but I do not see that as something that's coming through with the cards. I do see this is as a purpose, a leap of faith. And your challenge being the Fool card is telling me that there is a need for you to take a leap of faith in as far as your future goes, but you have the fear of taking that leap of faith because you don't know where you're going to land. You don't know what's going to happen when you reach the bottom. Are you going to sink or swim? What is the future going to look like? Am I going to be successful? I feel like you put too much thought of the outcome rather than the journey. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again because Spirit told me to repeat it. You put a lot of thought into the outcome rather than the journey. Okay, rather than the process. The process of making this change happen. The whole journey is our whole point of existence, of our life. Okay. We want to reach the end result. We want to reach the finish line. But if we're so worried about that, we're missing all of the lessons that we're learning in the process of the journey. Okay? So this is the past card, which I guess with the with the camera, this would look like the past better for you. The past, we have the Son of Cups. This is a Page of Cups. So in the past, there was something brought to your attention, a message. Someone said something that really sparked your intuition, that really got you going, to really get you to think. There was something took place in your past that really ignited this need for you to start this cycle, this new change, to start this new journey. What was it? Think back on that, you know. If you have a journal, write about it. Make a list. What was it? What was the message? Who was it? What was the person? What influenced you to want to start making some big drastic changes in your future? You know, because if you could tap back into that energy, you might start seeing some wonderful things take place. You might be re-inspired to do certain things, and you might not be so fearful of taking that leap of faith. And now in the future card, we have the Sun. All together with your future, you just want happiness. You want pure, simple, simplicity, happiness. You just want to be happy. You want everything to come together. You want everyone to get along. You just want a simple life. You don't want the drama. You don't want, you know, the difficulties. You just want everyone to get along. I feel like that's why I was seeing the community with the webs and everything working together. You want togetherness. You want people to get along. Maybe you have a large, huge friend dynamic, and there's a lot of different types of personalities of friends that are around you, and you want all of you guys to just look and be on the same page, you know. We could look at it that way. Whatever the case may be in your future, You're aimed for a really bright, happy future, but it's going to take you facing a fear. And I'll pull more cards about that because I feel like that's going to help you really see what's going to happen. This is just the first part of the reading. I really do feel like I need to pull more cards on this to get some deeper insight. So we have loyal heart, which I don't think you need to look at the guidebook for that. Loyal heart to me is just being true to yourself, being loyal to you, to your inspirations, to your heart, the things of your heart that you desire, you know, your purpose, your life purpose, being true to you, not to other people, but yourself. Time for a nap. This is, to me, a spirit way of saying taking a break every once in a while. If you feel like you're being jumbled with a lot of pressure to make decisions, a lot of pressures to have answers, a spirit is saying to take a break. Those are the times where you need to kind of take a step back. You don't have to answer everyone all at once. Taking a step back and really taking your time to think and consider and rest. Nothing wrong with taking a break. Sometimes some of your best ideas or your answers to your most worrisome thoughts come from the result of a nap or a dream. And then we have by the book. I feel like for the longest time, you have followed suit with what your parents did or what other people in your family did. You kind of wanted to follow in their footsteps and follow by the book. Follow, you know, the way that they did it is the only way. Like, that's the only right way. But I feel like that's what stems through with why you are so fearful of taking that leap of faith. Because if you are working by the book, you are not following the same path that your family once did, or that your sister or brother did, or so-and-so did, you know? I feel like there's a lot of comparing yourself in your transition to other people. And I feel like that's where that fear of taking the leap of faith and being courageous and just jumping and seeing what happens, that's where that comes from. Because you have to play by the book. I'm going to leave the full card out to inspire the reading, because what I really want to focus on is how to break that fear. Because I could just tell you, just do it. But I really want to see, how can you break your fear? And maybe that's why it was so hard for you to read for yourself as far as your future goes. Because you would get the messages that were telling you this very thing. Maybe you were seeing that you needed to just take a dive and take a chance. And you were like, no, that can't be it. And you don't trust yourself. You doubt yourself too much. The Magician, Six of Swords, and Temperance. So how to face your fears. One is, with the Magician card, is understanding that you have the power. You have all of the tools and everything you need. So first is accepting that you are capable and able to make your dreams come true. That you are capable and able, you already have everything. You don't have to take another class. You don't have to do this. You don't have to prepare. You have it all right now. And it's really interesting to me because the outcome, which is what you wanted, is the Sun card, the happiness card. Look at what's in the right here in the back. It's like that little glimmer of hope is right there, your sun. So really interesting. That just stood out to me right now. So I feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that you have the ability to do what you want to do. You don't have to prepare. You don't have to wait for a perfect time. You don't have to wait till next year or the beginning of the week or the beginning of the month or until you graduate or until you finish this blah, 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 blah. You have the power now to do it. The Seven of Swords is I feel like this is like sleeping with one eye open. I feel like this is being very watchful, and don't be so gullible to some of the people around you. I feel like there's a lot of people that they don't have your best interest in mind. I feel like that came through also with that Eight of Wands, where we saw the stairs and the wands were taking place. They were like laid out on the staircase, and it was kind of like inhibiting the, making it unable for you to move forward. There's people that are acting as blocks. Sometimes they are people who are closest to us. Sometimes they are people that we think that we can trust, and in reality, they are only looking out for themselves. I feel like that's going to be a big eye-opener for you. I feel like once you can see beyond that, you'll know. Some people are giving you advice. I can't say who. I don't know. But I feel like my intuition is telling me that some people are giving you advice, but it's not the kind of advice you need. I feel like their advice is actually slowing you down than helping you progress. And that's at the core of this reading, because there's the 3 cards. It's the one right in the middle. And then we have the Temperance card. And I feel like Temperance is saying you have the power to lead. That fire burning within. But you need more balance. You need more balance in yourself. I feel like you're either all in or you're all out. You have one foot in, one foot out. You just, in order to make the dive, in order to make the jump happen, to do it, you have to be willing to go full force. You can't have one foot in, one foot out. You can't be 50-50, you know? You have to be willing to do it 100%. Because if you allow fear to hold you back, or to keep one foot in, one foot out, you will always reach back to what you're comfortable. You'll resort back to that, and you'll run away from your chance to really fully fly, you know? That's what I'm seeing there. There's your Sun card. It's like your card is saying, yeah, there's hope, you know, that if you just reach your dreams, everything's going to happen. If you just fulfill that, if you take that leap of faith, everything's going to be okay. I feel like once you take this leap of faith, you're going to fall into a cycle where you're going to find love. You're going to find the perfect job. Everything, all of your worries that you have, it's all going to come through. I feel like that's what's going to take place. In your question for your reading, you asked about love life as well. So love and career. Love didn't come forward in the reading. So let's see. Let's, Spirit, help this client receive some insight regarding their love life when we pull some cards. Oh, this one wants to come out. The Moon. 7 of Cups. Judgment. When you find love, I'm going to say, I feel like in the love department, you don't have a lot of experience. And I see that with the Daughter of Pentacles. When it comes to love, you're going to meet someone that's going to be like the complete mirror version of you, which I feel is what you need. It's going to be someone that's going to help you see the truth. You see that we have like the black and the white. The you know, they're the same, but the opposite. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm at a loss for words here. But I feel like when you meet someone, you're going to meet someone that's going to be like a mirror image of yourself. They're going to show you, they're going to reveal to you your shadows, your shadow sides. When you fall in love, you're going to meet someone who's going to bring out the good and the bad in you. And I feel like you need that. You need someone who's going to really challenge you in that way. The 7 of Cups tells me that there's going to be a room for opportunity either 7 months from now or next year in July. I don't think it's going to happen as soon as this coming July. I feel like it's going to be 7 months from now or next year, July, where you're going to have a window of opportunity to meet. See, polar opposite. We have the Sun and the Moon. we have the black and white, I'm feeling like it's someone that is going to, you're going to have so much in common with this person, and then at the same time it's like you guys are complete opposites. I don't know how else to explain it. The Judgment card is this person is going to really see you for who you are. You're going to see them for who they are. There's going to be a lot of self-discovery when the two of you come together. It's going to be a very powerful relationship, but again, it's going to be very new. It's going to be very young. So either of you or both of you don't have much experience in the love department. So your relationships, maybe this would be your first relationship or their first relationship. It's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of learning process with that, patience. But I feel like it's going to be a good thing. There's going to be a lot of trust, a blend of that with the two of you. I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, that this is a process that it's going to, it's going to turn into something big. It's going to go, you guys are going to be on your way to building it up into something more. Let's see what the card at the bottom of the deck. Four of Cups. So as a fear card for you, when it comes to love, the fear of, I feel like it's the fear of you revealing too much of yourself. I think you're very careful and secretive with some of your feelings. I feel like when it comes down to meeting someone special, it has to really be someone that you genuinely can trust before you reveal your heart. So that's going to be a hard one, because this person, you're going to feel like you've known this person for a while, because you guys are so similar yet opposite. I know it doesn't make sense, but it will. When you meet this person, it will make so much sense. You're going to be their light to their darkness, just like they will be your light to their darkness. Like it's just going to fit. But I feel like when you meet this person, you normally being someone who is careful to reveal your feelings and your heart, you're going to feel it flow. You're going to be able to really be yourself around this person. It's going to be a really good thing. Let's pull an oracle card for this as far as love goes. Whoop. All that glitters. All that glitters. Let's see what the guidebook says. Number 16. I pulled that one for myself the other day. All that glitters, a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, which is also totally like moon vibe. Trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. So let's see, the relationship message. Sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. Then there are times when we don't see the true value of someone else's because he or she may not have the glitz and glamour that seemed so desirable. Now is the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of a person. Who that person is, not what he or she has or can give you, is important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. Use the eyes in your heart. Let go of artificial and let what is authentic shine. Definitely moon vibe. And probably why I was feeling polar opposite. Like you guys are so similar, yet you're going to be like a complete opposite of each other. And I feel like, that mask, if you're used to putting on the mask, if you're used to trying to be someone you're not, this person's going to be raw. This love is going to be raw. And all of this outside stuff is not going to matter because you guys are going to be so heavily influenced by the deepness of each other. It's going to be a really nice relationship. This is somebody that you would probably see yourself with for quite some time. But like I said, the fact that the two of you may not have had much experience in relationships, that might play a bit of a challenge for the two of you. Maintaining the relationship, keeping it strong. I feel like having that communion with one another Communicate with one another. You know, that's going to be a big one. Don't mask it, though. Don't put on a mask with your relationship. Don't try to make it appear better than what it is. Don't try to make it appear something that it's not just because of other people. And again, that brings me back to the outside influences with you. You allow people on the outside to really dictate a lot of the things, the choices that you make, the way you feel about stuff. Don't let that happen, especially in a relationship. But I feel like good things are going to come for you. I feel like, you know, there's going to be a lot of new experiences. But like I said, for love, may not be till next year or 7 months from now. So we'll see. And then as far as the career goes, the career was basically the main reading that we had here. There's your Seven of Swords again and the Magician. Yeah. So the cards that we pulled earlier about taking that leap of faith, that path, that purpose, that aligns with your career. So whatever that leap of faith is, whatever it is that you're afraid to kind of take charge and do, that's going to lead you to opening doors for your career. You have Swords cards, which is like, you know, rapid energy. It's especially the Son of Swords. He's very eager. He's very eager to meet his destination, but also being mindful of people around you. Are they being truthful? Yeah, you definitely let people dictate your path, whether it's whatever they're doing, or what you're not doing compared to them. But I feel like with that Seven of Wands here, it's like freeing yourself from that. You definitely need to take that leap of faith. So I'm really excited to see what happens, because I know all too well what it's like to take a leap of faith. I did it myself. So if you have any questions about it, you know, we can talk. But I do feel like it needs to happen. You need to free yourself. You need to free yourself and let yourself fly and be independent. Step away from worrying about what family or friends or what everyone else is doing with their lives, work career-wise. You have a different path. Yours is going to stand out. You're not going to follow the same path as other people. But like I said, sleep with one eye open. Just be aware. Be aware that there's people out there that they're not supportive. They may seem or want you to think that they are, but they're not. I also feel like this card reminds me of the evil eye with that blue in the middle. I feel like that's you, just is an indicator for you to be watchful, be very careful with people who don't have your best interest in mind. The whole thing about the evil eye is protection against people who are jealous or negative. So that's really standing out to me too. Okay, love, so this concludes your full-size tarot reading. Thank you so much for choosing me to be a reader. I hope we were able to touch on things. I hope I was able to be, you know, helpful and get some of your questions answered. For those of you guys who are still watching, this is a full-size tarot reading. If you are interested in booking a reading with me, click the links in the description box, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.